Hey Jerry, I really appreciate you sitting down with us tonight and talking about the Lowline breed. I have a couple questions just for someone who isn't familiar with Lowlines. First of all, that's kind of a weird name. I've heard of Lowline or of Limousine and Angus and Key Angus, but I don't really understand Lowline. Can you explain the name of this breed of cattle?
Yeah, I'd be glad to, and I certainly agree that lowlines probably wouldn't be my favorite name if you asked me to put a name on a breed of cattle, it probably wouldn't be my favorite name. But lowlines, let me back up. How they got to Australia in the 30s, the Australian government purchased a herd of purebred line bred Angus cattle from Canada, and they were transported by boat, of course, and they went into a research station over in Australia. Bear in mind, these are purebred, line bred, pure Angus cattle. When they arrived in Australia, they split the herd in half. Both herds had the same identical genetics, and they split them in half. And for 50 some years, actually almost 60 years, they bred one half of the herd to see how small they could get them in stature, and the other half, which were genetically the same cattle, to see how large they could make them. And after they got two breeds of genetically same cattle, they nicknamed them the high lines, the big cattle, and the low lines were the little Angus cattle. And so it's a nickname they hung on them, and it has stayed with them because we, of course, here in the States, we now have the American Lowline Association where you can register the cattle. And it is well and alive and registering cattle as we speak. The full-blood cattle, so they'll always be full-blood. That means 100% lowline. They have to be blood typed to get registration papers. So unless somebody comes up with a different way than is known to man, they will always be 100% lowline cattle. A lot of the other breeds, have mixed other breeds with their cattle to try to enhance different qualities, which is fine. But these cattle are pure 100% Angus cattle that that genetics was preserved in the research station in Australia.